So I'm now a resolver, and I submit my resolution. And now you'll see that I'll come back to this. And now I'm on the resolver tab as well. Now, the fact that I'm the requester and the resolver is really just an artifact of how we're going about this at the moment. So now I have the resolution that I've proposed. It's down here indented under this resolution. And I may say add to the request. And now I have the chance of either responding under what you just created, and actually that's the only choice I have at the moment. And so I will go add to the request, and I'll say, well, that was no help. And I'll submit that. And then in the meantime, let's imagine I figured it out, because in order to figure out how to use the, and I've just, oh, actually, this person didn't even respond, right? They should have said, click the Notes tab, not the Help tab. At any rate, there's a discussion that's gone on. And now the resolver is going to add below this post and is going to now outdent and say, okay, sorry, I meant the Notes tab. They submit that, and the discussion continues until you either get resolution, or you either get resolution, or you give up, or they give up, or you figure it out. So let's imagine you've now figured it out, and you say, okay, I'm done with that. I need to close my request. Now it asks you how much you want to bump any of the resolvers. There's one resolver on here, and you have a choice of bumping them from 1 to 5 points. And Bob didn't really help me much, so I'm going to say bump that person nothing. And so I don't want to bump them, although in most cases I think they will be of help, and so you'll give them some kind of bump. Now this help request is there for everyone to see. It's a discussion, and hopefully other people will find this discussion interesting, and they'll or not interesting, helpful to them, and it'll resolve their question as well. So this help feature is a threaded discussion that allows you to create and resolve problems that you have. I'm imagining that most of the help requests are going to be content related. I didn't understand this question, or I can't seem to get this one part of my my file upload to work. Do you have any help? And the more you're able to help people with those kinds of problems, the more they will bump you. And so they have the requesters have the option of offering you points for your assistance. And if there are 3 or 4 people who have participated in the resolution, then all 3 or 4 of those people will have the opportunity to receive points. If more than one person adds themselves to the requester list, then more than one person will have the opportunity to give the bumps. What I'm trying to create here is a help exchange. So the people in the course who know can help the people in the course who want to know, and that is all logged and recorded. And as I said, if you want to take the request outside of the application, feel free, but please type the final resolution into the application so that other people who have the same request can avail themselves of the work that you've done. So that's the help system. That's how you receive help. I'm going to click back here and go back to the buddy. Now let's talk about some things that are a lot simpler. Taking notes. So let's talk about how to take notes. Right up here we have something that says Notes Off. If I click Notes Off, it will turn Notes on. And now this little notes area is available for me. I can type whatever I want in here. I can type some tags in there, whatever I want. And those are the notes that I've taken on this other courseBook features topic. And I'll save those notes. And now those notes are available to me. They're available on this topic, and they're also available on the home page. So if I go back to the home page, I'll see under here, oh, by the way, here's a, that's not what I want. Get rid of these help requests. If I go down to the bottom of the, page, I'll see notes you have taken. I can open that up, and this lists all the notes that I've taken everywhere on the page. This is the one that I just typed in. Here are some other ones that I took previously, and I have a link back to the topic, so I can click that link and I can go back there. the notes area will stay on as long as or until you type or until you click this again and turn the notes off. So if I want to always take notes, then I click this on and it'll stay on. And when I don't want to see the notes anymore, I can click it again and it'll go away and it won't show up anymore. But the notes still are there. The notes taking is turned off, but the notes that I've taken are still there. So if you want to take notes, then that's the way to do it. Let's talk about bugs now, how to log a bug. So I may find that there's a typo here, and I want to report that typo and maybe get some credit for having found the typo. So for example, I see here that there's no abstract and there's supposed to be an abstract. So I click bugs, and first of all, it tells me no bugs have been logged for this page, which is clear because of the 0 here. And it says, do you want to submit a bug? And the answer is yes, fill out the form. If you're submitting a text change, if you're saying there's a typo in the text, please type in the text that has the typo and what you expect the text to be, so that I'm very clear about where you see the typo being. And in this case, this is well, I'd actually characterize the fact that there's no abstract as, let's call it a text problem. And the issue is there is no on this topic. Okay, there's my bug. I submit it. Now I've logged the bug. And you'll see when we come back to this page, now there's a little 1 under the bugs. And if you see a bug on the page, you can go here and you can say, oh, okay, they already found that one. No use logging that one. And notice there's this column here that says resolution from instructors. I'll come in, review the bug, tell you what I did about it. Most likely I'll just say fixed. And at the time that I resolve it, I have the ability to bump you as well. So depending on what kind of bug you give me, how severe it is, how much work you did to figure it out, I can bump you. Usually it's a point for typos and a couple of points for minor bugs, and the points go up depending on how interesting and obscure the bug was that you found. So the better the bug, the more it's worth to you in bump points. All right, so that's bugs. And that's, let's see what else we have to talk about. Window size. Window size is really straightforward. You can have small for laptop type screens like I'm working on right now, or large for big LCD screens. Refresh isn't something that you should need to do very often. Refresh is simply if I change something and you immediately want to see the change in content in the application. So it'll generally be while I'm there, and I'll say click the refresh button to see the changes that I just made. Other than that, it's not something that you should really need to click. Log out is get out of the application, and you will be timed out if you don't use the application for a while. So if you forget to log out, don't worry about it. The only time you really have to log out is if you're going to turn the computer over to someone else immediately, in which case you want to log out of this application so that there's no chance of anything being changed that you don't know about. The only other thing to talk about is change my user information, where you can review all the user information. Maybe you typed your name wrong, or you want to change your email address, or you hate your picture and you'd like to change your picture, or you'd like to change your password. And in that case, you can use the screen to do all those kinds of things. Okay, so those are the features that I like to talk about.